My next guest called his shot back in December after securing his last win on April 12th. He gets his wish when he faces the undefeated fighter in Morquez Forest for the interim CFFC Lightweight title. He's the Ruthless Robert Ricchio. How's it going tonight, Rob?
What up, man? What's going on? Chilling. Feeling good.
Not much. So I'm going to just pick away the interim. We're going to say this is for the title fight. This is how we're going to hang the rest of this interview. We don't need that. We don't need that dirt on the title.
Yeah, you're right. We don't need it.
So you just wrapped up the CFFC 131 presser. Lots of respect between you and Morquez, which was great because I think on both your ends, this is probably the best fight on each of your sides.
Mm-hmm.
So why not put a belt on this one? Did anything surprise you on that call?
No, not at all. I know he trains hard. I know he works hard. I know he's always he's always training kind of just like me. So nothing really surprised me. Honestly, it just got me more amped up and more pumped up for me to go to war on Friday.
And even from the fan point too, like I tuned in because I kind of tell you all before we recorded, I'm interviewing everyone that was on the call. Did it make sense for me? And it was weird. Everyone was respectful to their other side. No one was there was a little between CJ and Kevin, but deep down it was respectful. And that to me that builds up the fight.
Of course. I mean, I feel like trash talking at this level of competition. I won't say this level of competition, but at the regional side is just like what are you doing, bro? I don't think trash talking is really needed. I feel like we're here just to showcase our skills, show who deserves to be the top and who deserves to stay regional or not be the top yet or has work to do. There's no reason to talk shit and that's never been my thing anyway. I've never been a shit talker.
Coming into Atlantic City, out of all the venues, this is your home because it's the closest to New York. Mm-hmm. I think next is Parks, and then it's 2300. Mm-hmm. So I feel like most of the promotion that it fell on this fight has been on this one, and of course the Luke Fernandez and all that. But was it weird, kind of implying? I'm assuming you were expecting Watley's name to be on this contract versus Morquez. Was there a big surprise when that came across, or was it shit happens, move ahead?
I had a feeling when that he was going to wait for either the PFL or UFC to get called, maybe even Tough. So I was training regardless, and about 9 weeks, I believe, from the fight, they were like, "Yeah, we have this guy for you instead," and I was like, "Ah, cool, take it." So I was real. Listen, it's just different person, same game plan, go out there and win it.
That makes sense. You figure, even if you fought Watley, if you got hung around for a little bit, this is probably going to be the next opponent anyway. So again, taking off that I word, this makes the most sense.
Exactly.
I was surprised, between how active both of you are, you've never officially been on the same card together.
We were supposed to be, I believe, in Tampa.
Yeah, when Emiliano missed by 12 pounds.
Yeah, but 11.8, just below the amount where we could fight. For somehow, the commission's it's 12 pounds the max. He's 11.8. You can still fight. I'm like, he's kind of doing that shit on purpose. I ain't giving a paycheck. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, especially what are you gonna do? Take 20% of a regional pay?
Yeah, when we take $200.
But of course, he came in heavy, and that was actually his CFFC and pro debut. So your paths have kind of been there the whole time, and I'm assuming you watch the promotion as well. Have you seen his fights? If so, what do you think of him as a?
I mean, I watch a couple of fights. I watched a fight against Caracappa and his most recent one. He's very explosive, dude. He's a very strong, very powerful fighter. I think I think he has, he's great overall. He can do everything. It's really just comes down to who's gonna do what better. That's basically what it comes down to. I was telling who was talking to before, but this could be like a UFC prelim fight. If you won the prelims right now and you watch the fight, it could be Varricchio versus Forest. It could be one of the prelims.
I'm going to assume that's probably with Charlie because I haven't seen that interview or that answer yet. So I haven't seen his interview with you yet. So
not Charlie. It was before Charlie. I forgot who. It was someone from UFC Fight Pass, I think.
So TJ DeSantis probably.
Oh yeah. TJ, yeah.
TJ's a good guy too. So on the presser hosted by Jay Noecker, you kind of mentioned that you're looking for this one to be a bloody war. You want this to be a title fight, not just another fight. An all-out war. If you could write the script though, besides the blood and all that, how does this fight pan out?
Well, obviously, my goal is to win. I'm never looking for the finish ever. But sometimes they just happen to be there. I would like to keep my finishing streak going, but I just want a little more blood this time to make it a little more entertaining. Whether it's mine or his, I don't care as long as the crowd's entertained.
Nice. In the old wrestling days, bring some color to it and spice up
Oh
the
yeah,
mood a little bit.
hell
So
yeah.
on this card, though, we were anticipating a bit of a Tiger Showman like showcase. It was you. I don't think Ricardo is technically fully there anymore, but there was Ricardo. There was Ryan Burgos at one point.
Mm.
And, technically Wilson's cross training there too. So, we can count him just to kind of add another name.
Mm.
Who have you been working for this one? And,
So Ricardo is technically still with us. He is part of our team. He trains us every single day. Wilson does cross train with us. He cross trains with us and I believe a bunch of other gyms. He's fantastic. He's actually been one of my training partners, getting ready for a good lefty with good wrestling. And Ryan was supposed to do it too, but Ryan just couldn't get an opponent, man. It was hard for him to get an opponent. So one took it, and then one pulled out after, and something I don't know what happened, but it fell through like a month ago, a month and a half ago, and then so it's just me and Ricardo now, and I guess we can count Wilson. Wilson's one of my boys. I'm happy to finally be fighting on the card with him. I was supposed to fight on him last Hard Rock card, but his opponent missed weight, or someone missed weight. I forgot what happened. I think his opponent missed weight, right?
that time it was the opponent. Yes.
Yeah. So he's having a shit luck with that weight thing.
Yeah. The scale is not his friend, be it his side or the opponent's side. So, I will say, nothing against the guy, but I'm glad this one's not for a title on that one. Beat the scale first, and then especially now facing Mark Gray, this one.
Oh, that's gonna be a bomb burn. I can't wait to watch that fight.
And that was MMA guys working in the favor. Mark had a title fight up the street in AC. His opponent had weight issues, so now he takes a fight with a guy who notoriously has weight issues. But we'll see how this one goes. And then
Wilson's got under control now. He's got under control. He's got the weight now. He's good.
I know the goal is always the UFC. However, from the gym, you have some experience with PFL. You have Shane did a season. I don't know if Shane's doing the featured bouts this year or if Shane's doing anything this year. The same day you're fighting, you have a former Tiger guy and Solomon Renfro making his return because he did do some bouts last year. Is it still UFC or bust, or with the connections over there, is PFL and a season with $1 million contract worth it?
You see, that's been on my mind too. Solomon's still my boy. We train all the time. We still cross train all the time. He's one of my good friends. I don't know about doing a season like that though. I know Shane's gonna try to do some future bouts. He wants to get in there again. But I wouldn't mind jumping to PFL, do some future bouts. But I wouldn't do the season like that. The season, it's really grueling on the body, dude, and I feel like it's not worth the longevity of my career. Whereas when I make it to UFC, I can fight and take the well-deserved rest that is needed after a fight, and not be worried about my next fight in 7 weeks' time. And by not getting recovered, that's how you cause serious damage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I am surprised we haven't. I don't want to jinx any fighter on the roster, but I'm surprised we haven't seen any of that yet. Where you take some damage in the fight, but you usually end up taking more damage in training. That's
yes, exactly.
How many times you get injured in training and you're like, I can put through this, and then if you're fighting every 8 weeks, you're not going to put through what you would normally work through.
Yep, the training gets scaled down a lot. It's completely different. So it's I'd rather give my all for one hard camp, and boom, rest, recover, and go hard for another camp. Just be able to give out my best self every fight.
That makes sense, and I think, in situations like a Solomon, I think it made sense where he was waiting for that call and he kept hitting, and then he'd get Fugit and just always getting right there. So I think PFL is enough to be there, get paid a bit better.
I'm sure he's getting paid pretty good right now too. So
but more importantly, April 12th, first title fight. I don't even think you never even went at me title fights, did you?
Kickboxing, I have a few. MMA, no, I didn't go at any MMA title fights. No.
So I mean, this is like your first like MMA title fight as a whole.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, I talked. You know, I interviewed Morquez as well, and there's a lot of things in the background that you guys both have. There's been, you know, losses on both sides. I'm just gonna say that way. I know you know what I'm talking about, and on his end as well. You both had a fight after that as well, and coincidentally, the fight after that is now both for a title for two male parts on both sides who was a motivator. I always go back and I always say it every time because I love the motto you say, it's forward with a purpose. Is there more motivation coming into this title fight? Because like, you know, obviously this is probably going to send you to the next step in your career. And I know, like, obviously you would want Pops to be there, and he's going to be there in spirit and all that. But, you know, is there extra motivation coming into this one?
Oh, there's always extra motivation. You know, I think about him all the time. You know, I haven't really been able to visit his grave as much as I wanted to, you know, but the plan is that the minute I take his belt home, I'm going to bring it right to his grave, and I'm going to let him hold it for a couple there's a couple of days, couple of hours. I'm going to sit there with him and really bask in everything he's built for me personally, you know, financially, physically, mentally, and everything that will be continue to build in his image due to the motivation I get from, you know, just him being in my him used to be him from him being in my life.
Nice. And then I'm assuming mom, sister, and all coming along for this one again.
I have the whole family, my cousins, my whole Varricchio clan coming down. It's gonna be a loud one.
So I mean, definitely a fight to look at. I keep hearing co-main event, which just shows the level of this title because you're above a title fight, which like just says everything you need to know about what the expectations are for this fight.
Yeah, exactly.
And of course, you know, if there wasn't a Luke Fernandez in the main event, you guys are main event.
Yeah, this fight would be main event. Yeah.
So outside of that, I'm gonna pass the mic to you. I know you have a bunch of sponsors. You have all the motivation behind you coming into this one. We'll give you the mic to kind of shout all those guys out and wrap it up afterwards. Mike's all yours.
Oh, well, first and foremost, I want to thank all my training partners, especially Julio, you know, Vilson, Shane, Bobby. You know, all those guys have been with me since the very beginning of this camp and really pushing me mentally and physically. I want to thank my sponsors, Evolution Nootropics, my girl Jen, Trigger Point Massage, Optimum Health Performance, Edge Pro, Tiger Showman's Pro Shop, Charter Links. I don't think anything. I have a lot. Damn. I'm sure I'll get in trouble for forgetting one, but I want to thank all of them for, you know, for just getting me here healthy and able, you know, and I just can't wait to go out and show out for my team, and show out for my family, and show out for the entire Northeast.
Also, you know, in the next step, I would say most likely a Vegas fight of some kind.
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that point.
Let's hope so. Can't wait. A little free Vegas trip is always good.
So April 12th, I mean, at the time of recording, we're literally a week away. We're less than a week away at this point. Yeah, at this point,
6 days, baby.
With
6 days.
So best of skill in the bout. Bring it home, and then, you know, everyone that's watching UFC Fight Pass.
For sure.
I think it's starting at 7 p.m. Yeah, best of skill. Look forward to it. Thanks.
Thank you.